Hi everyone, welcome to Centered Bliss. My name is Marcella, and this is the second video to my pranayama series, How to Develop the Breath. My first part was the breath awareness. The breath awareness was helping us to lay down that foundation to build our breathing practice, our pranayama practice. And today, the second part, we're going to add a layer on to that foundation that we've already got solidified, is where we start to breathe into the belly. Yeah. And I'm sure many of you are like, but I already breathe into my belly. Awesome, great if you do. But unfortunately, there's quite a lot of us that are unaware whether we're breathing into our belly or not. And this is the video that is going to show you, it's going to guide you how to now get that breath into your belly. Now, there's lots of benefits that come with belly breathing. One of them is that we start to regulate our nervous system. So, as many of you know, there are two parts of our nervous system. We have our fight or flight, right, which we do need. If we're in danger, we need to either run out of the situation or we need to fight, right? So we need that part of our nervous system. But unfortunately, we can get stuck in that part of our nervous system. We don't want to be stuck there. So we need to learn how to regulate that. And our breath, particularly this belly breathing, helps us to start to regulate our nervous system a little bit more. So the second part of our nervous system is our rest and digest. And when we start to breathe into the belly, this starts to get us into that part of our nervous system. And this is a very important part of our nervous system because, as I said, rest and digest. Those are two things that we all need to do. We all need to be able to rest and we all need to digest our food. Now, with that being said, I think that this is a really good practice to practice anytime, anywhere, any place, whenever you feel you want to relax. It's also a really good practice to practice just before you're going to bed at night. You can do this in bed to help you to get into that rest and digest, right? Part of your nervous system. So with that, when we start to breathe into our belly, we're not overflating the belly, like we're blowing it up like a balloon. Instead, we're just directing the breath, guiding the breath into that area of our body. And what's going to help us do that is our hands. So we'll place our hands onto our belly. Now, where the hands go, the mind goes. And where the mind goes, our breath goes. So we'll focus on that part of our belly, directing that breath into the belly, okay? And again, we're not overfloating the belly. It's not an exaggerated breath. It's a nice, easy, calming breath instead, okay? And you're gonna love this. It's so comforting and soothing to the body. So this breath is for everybody, okay? And you can practice it anywhere, anytime. You can practice it standing, you can practice it sitting, you can practice it lying down. Now, however, if you do have a respiratory condition, you do know that if you are going to be lying down, that you need to elevate your torso a little bit so you can breathe a little bit more better. And with that being said, I'm going to put my disclosure up right now for you all, just to remind you that I'm not a doctor. I do not diagnose. So my disclosure will go up now. Okay, so welcome back. So now we're going to get into our practice, okay? We're going to aim to practice this for about 5 minutes. So I'm going to be taking track of the time for you all, so no one has to worry about that. And I'm going to practice this lying down because I feel more comfortable when I'm lying down practicing this breathing technique. But again, you can do this standing, you can do this sitting, you can do this anywhere. where you are comfortable. So I'm going to shift down. And I like a blanket underneath my head. Now the rule of thumb with the blanket underneath the head is you want just enough to support the head, but you don't want too much where it starts to put your spine out of disalignment. So I like to have mine pretty flat. So go ahead. Oh, if you have glasses on, you may want to take those glasses off and just put them to the side, because this is our time to relax, time to rest and digest. Now, if you're lying down with me on the floor, remember this is your practice. And if you want to have your knees bent, have the knees bent, or you can have your legs extended onto the mat, or a blanket or a cushion underneath your knees, whatever feels most inviting to you. And then we're just going to place our hands into the belly, come into the area just below your navel, and let the hands just rest there. So we're not pushing down, okay? We're just letting the hands just rest. And remember, where the hands go, the mind goes. And where the mind goes, the breath goes. So close your eyes. And we're going to begin with our breath awareness. So for those of you that have been practicing this, we're just allowing your breath to just breathe here. We're not trying to alter or change the breath in any way. We're just breathing. And keep just witnessing your breath. Lying back, sitting back. Bearing witness to your breath. And there's no right or wrong as to where you feel your breath moving in your body. Just allowing it to breathe. Maybe you notice the cool air at the very tip of your nose as you inhale, and the warm air as you exhale. Maybe you feel your breath at the back of the throat. Maybe you feel your breath within the ribs. There's no right or wrong here. Just breathing. So we're now going to start to control our breath a little bit. So now bring your mind to your hands. And when you take your next inhale, breathe into the hands. Now remember, we're not trying to overflate the belly, just a gentle breathing into the hands. And then as you exhale, exhaling out of those hands. We're not pushing the belly down with the hands, but rather just allowing that breath to breathe. Now continue breathing in and out of those hands, keeping your awareness where the breath is. And we're going to start with that 5 minutes here. But all you need to do is just keep watching, witnessing your breath as you now breathe into the hands and breathe out of those hands. And again, we're still just witnessing. We're not altering or trying to control the length of our inhales or exhales. When we feel that inhale coming, we're directing that inhale into the hands and exhaling out of the hands. Bring that awareness back to your breath, back to breathing into the belly and out of the belly. Now, as you continue just watching your breath here, maybe you notice the pauses between the inhales and the exhales. And just watching, observing the quality of the inhales, the pause if there is one, and then the descending into that exhale. Breathing into the belly, breathing out of the belly. Allowing your belly just to be soft with those inhales, soft with the exhale. Keeping the awareness into the hands, into the belly. Now taking a deep inhale in and a deep exhale out. Bringing your awareness now into your bodies. Wiggling fingers, wiggling toes. We did that 5 minutes, so when you're ready, you can roll over, make your way up to a seated position, or you can stay exactly where you're at. There's no rush here. Now, I hope you enjoyed that breathing practice. And if there was a point while you were practicing that you started to feel anxious, out of breath, dizzy, just any kind of stress or tension within the body, then go back to the first video, the breath awareness, and just be there a little bit. It doesn't mean that those feelings might just mean that you're just not ready for the belly breathing yet, and it doesn't mean that you'll never be able to do it. It just means for right now you just weren't ready for it. That's all. Okay. And if you felt fine with that practice, then by all means keep practicing it until you really start to reap those benefits, feeling relaxed. Maybe you're digesting better, maybe you're sleeping better. And when you feel totally confident within practicing that belly breath, then move on to our third video. Okay. And our third video is going to be our 3-part breath. But as we're practicing this and building onto our pranayama practice, you can practice these practices at any time. Okay, they're going to be here for you to practice. And if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me, ask me a question. I'm here for you guys. If you like it, please subscribe. Please share it with anyone that you feel might benefit from this practice. So until then, have a wonderful day, and I'll see you in video 3, right? 3-part breath. Looking forward to it. Have a good one.